Energy as a service provider Redaptive recently secured a $650 million credit facility from CDPQ and Nuveen. Joining me now with more is Redaptive CEO Arvin Vohra. Arvin, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me, Kristen.
How is your company going to use this new credit facility to accelerate Redaptive's expansion and impact?
And this capital goes a long way in this environment, right? We're looking to use this capital to decarbonize facilities. So when you think about the global head of real estate that has hundreds or thousands of buildings, and they're intense industrial manufacturing operations or healthcare facilities that consume a lot of energy, the CapEx requirements that they have to actually maintain their facilities, decarbonize their facilities, are quite large. And so what Redaptive, in combination with CDPQ, Nuveen, and CPP, who's our equity investor, what we've put together is a solution for them where we can finance all of the capital requirements to maintain their facilities and to upgrade their facilities, generate not only cash flow for the institution that we're working with, but greater resiliency to improve the patient experience. So this capital will upgrade all types of things: lights, mechanical systems, air handling units, everything that's needed to really run and operate a facility in pretty energy intensive environments.
What are the trends that you've seen in financing recently in this space for energy and sustainability?
The trends have been very strong. I mean, the reality is that sustainability pays for itself, right? It's economic to be sustainable. And so there really isn't a juxtaposition here, right? Like in terms of, does it make sense to actually do something sustainable or not? The reality is that if you have a hospital that is better maintained from both an electrical and mechanical standpoint, that hospital is providing a better patient experience. And so bridging that gap of better patient experience leads to increased revenues, leads to an increased return on invested capital for that healthcare institution. It really is a no-brainer. And what Redaptive does is it demystifies sustainability in buildings, right? Because there's a lot of, I'll call it, opinions on whether it makes sense or not. And really, when you get down to the dollars and cents, it's a complete no-brainer.
Arvin, I was just going to ask, what do you think this particular commitment does mean for the space at large?
This is hugely credentializing, right? We've now we've evolved sustainability and clean tech from something that is, well, I'll call it as venture backed primarily, into something that is now institutional, right? You don't get folks like Nuveen, CDPQ, CPP to support this business without that institutionalization, without the actual product market fit, without actually seeing, okay, this sustainability stuff makes sense. But we're taking sustainability beyond just sustainability, right? These are about building experiences that de-risk manufacturing operations. It de-risks the customer experience, the patient experience. So this really is it's a bigger thing than just sustainability.
And what types of projects will this financing support your customers with?
So things like lighting upgrades, anything mechanical HVAC, so from air handling units, things that effectively will heat and cool a facility. Solar storage, electric vehicle charging, anything that really can drive economic impact in a positive way and increase the resiliency of a facility is something that we'll look to do as Redaptive.
What does make Redaptive's energy as a service model uniquely positioned here to deliver both sustainability and cost savings without upfront capital?
So there's multiple things that Redaptive. So Redaptive is just not the money, right? What Redaptive is we're a holistic platform that partners with our customers and the contractors in the marketplace to drive these outcomes. And what's in our platform is pretty deep technology database, right? That we not only deploy meters into these facilities, we're also using AI analytics on top of the power signatures to really infer what's the health of the facility. And so look at us as a toolkit with that platform of provide data and insights. We have a marketplace where there's 4,000 electrical and mechanical contractors in this country. We know who can do the upgrade effectively at any particular facility. which becomes a bigger pain when you have thousands of facilities across the country. And then we have the capital as well. And so what we're announcing today is a big boon to the capital side of the business, but really the business runs because all three of these things come together to have a one-stop shop for our clients that drive an outcome for them from an economic standpoint.
Do you think we'll see a tipping point where green energy dominates new energy infrastructure investments?
At some point, yeah, we will. I think that, right now, both we need traditional sources of energy and green energy. So at this point, in order for us to have an energy independent, country, both are going to exist. There's going to be meaningful investments in both. That being said, the shift can dramatically change, and that's what we are seeing in I would say in the future. When that's going to happen, that I don't have that crystal ball, but I can tell you that clean energy as a percentage of our total energy ecosystem is going to increase dramatically.
Arvin, thank you so much for joining. Congratulations again. Arvin is the CEO of Redaptive.
Thank you for having me. Much appreciated, Kristen.